Hello FlossTube, my name is Tamara and welcome to my channel Tamara Cross Stitch. In today's video I wanted to show you the progress on the projects I have in work now. I'm working on now. I have a little design, a little project is finished. I have two framed designs framed by me. And what else? Oh, and in the end of the video, I'm going to show you some presents I got from a cross-stitcher and some images, yes, from the National Gallery in London, because we met and we visited the National Gallery, and then we stopped in the gallery cafes, we had coffee, and we chatted very, very nicely. Okay, but let me start with the beginning. And the beginning is this design. This is Santa's sleigh ride, I think it's called. I'm always forgetting how this one is called. Just as a Christmas sleigh ride, this one is called, and this one is taken from this booklet, Mill Hill Santa's Holiday, and specifically speaking, it's this design, this one, yeah. And I would officially say that this is not an easy design to stitch, at least for me. I was convinced in the beginning that it's going to be like stitch, 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 like a usual mill heel, and it's going to be finished pretty quickly. But while stitching it, I understood that still for me it's a bit overwhelming, and I cannot stitch it for a long time. I'm getting tired of this one and I want to stitch something else. That's why parallelly I have very good results, or how the success with Santa, Midnight Santa from the Mill Hill, and you'll see that one, the next one. But this one has a lot of beads, and you have to stitch. Finally, I got the trick of stitching the beads and the cross stitches in the same time. For example, with this white thread, so you do the cross stitch and you attach the bead with the same thread. So I took a needle, how do I say, bead needle, sorry. I took a bead needle, and with that one I'm doing the cross stitch and I am attaching the bead. I'm doing the cross stitch, attaching the bead, because it's easier, and I'm not like making mistakes, because everything is very, very mixed here. And yes, there are moments when I'm doing like that. Last time when I showed it to you, Santa was ready and the reindeer wasn't ready, so I finished the reindeer. I have to attach the treasures, but I haven't done it yet. I thought that probably I'm going to finish all this part, and kind of center comes from here. So if I'm going to finish everything stitching here and adding the treasures, I will have a very, very good result, because the other half, as at least I think, it doesn't have so much. It has the other two reindeers, but they come one over the other, or how they say, one in the shadow of the other, and there is only one Christmas tree. It's larger, but it's only one. So yes, I also stitched the three of the Christmas trees. They are being stitched with the only silk which is used in this design, the color wash one. It's not very variegated. It reminds me very much of the, you know, like the variegated colors which Anchor has, who else, DMC has. Here, it was said in the key to buy two cards. I bought two cards, and when I started stitching, I understood why. Because one card has, how many? 6 yards, and it's a 12 ply silk. But you have to stitch the cross stitch in 3 threads. In the beginning I thought why, because it's silk, and silk threads, they tend to be thicker than the cotton. But then I thought that probably stitching it in 3 threads is going to look, how do I say, fluffier, the trees. And yes, this was, I didn't even try to stitch in 2, like doubt why they said, like, I said they recommended 2 cards of this silk. I purchased 2, I'm going to stitch in 3 threads. And thanks God, here you don't have to like mix any other colors. You take one thread and you just go and stitch. So the variegation, as I said, they are not very, very big, but still you can see that there are like different colors on the Christmas trees. And then a lot of beads, nice beads, green beads came here, and a bit of white, like the snow, you know. And this was, I would say, an easy task to be done. Then I filled in here the snow, just white cross stitches. Then, as I said here, it's the combination of cross stitch and beads. And the next element I started to stitch is the sleigh. The sleigh, by the way, is stitched also with a variegated thread. This time is anchor. This one is the only one which I had in my stash, kind of. Didn't have to buy this one. And variegation here, again, it's the same, you see? And it's more dark red than bright red. I started stitching from here and realized that I have a lot of dark red. Looked at the next part of the thread, and again, it was a lot of dark red. Then I started cutting it in such a way so that I would have like a bright red as well. Here, it's going to be the large treasure, the Christmas wreath. So this one is going to be covered. It's not going to be seen that it's so much dark red. And here I already played with the thread so that it could be seen that it's variegated. Then I've made like this part of the sleeve. The bugles are here, by the way, the black ones which were recommended. And I'm stitching this one slowly, honestly. As I said, I thought that it's going to be a quick task to be done, but no, it's not, because when you are attaching a lot of beads and you don't have cross stitches within them, at least for me, it's difficult to make sure that I'm like thrusting the thread in the right hole. So here I'm slow. I admit that I'm slow. And you know, when you have, for example, 2 hours, 3 hours for cross stitch, but the hours when nobody's disturbing you, you know that, okay, I'm going to stitch for the next 2 hours, you're expecting from yourself to have a good like outcome of this. So if you take a design where you don't have anything else besides cross stitches, and maybe it's not a complicated one, in 2 or 3 hours you'll have a part which can be seen, so you'll see your work. Here, for example, I spent 2 hours, I think, yes, it was 2 hours to do like this black part of the sledge. You see, sleigh, and yeah, it's a bit disappointing, at least for me. I'm getting tired very quickly, and the approach to this design, at least, it's the following. I decided that I'm going to stitch this one as long as I'm going to have the willingness, the desire, and the inspiration to stitch it, because the design is exceptionally beautiful. Yes, I would admit that the design is exceptionally beautiful, and it's a mill heel as I have never stitched before. It's very rich in elements, in beads, it's going to be rich in treasures when I'm going to attach the treasures. That's why I'm stitching. When I feel that I don't want to see this design, or I got tired of it, I'm just putting it away and taking the next one, as I don't want to start I don't want to start hating this design, you see, because sometimes when you are making yourself stitch something, usually you start disliking the design, and I don't want this thing to happen with this design. So, as I said, this is the progress. Slowly and gradually, still I am stitching this design. As I said, I am intending to finish the sleigh, then do I have some snowflakes to do here. I have I have a lot of snow to do on the bottom, so this is going to be again a part which I won't like, because it's combined, sorry. It's the cross stitch and the beads, but still it has to be done, so I'm intending to do this one as well, and probably then attach the treasures which are going to be here, so that I won't come back, and then go to this side of the design and finish it. At least this is my strategy. We'll see how this one is going to go work. And I almost finished the Midnight Santa by Mill Hill, almost, but still there is some work to do. The thing is that this one is being stitched pretty quickly, I would say, because it's perforated paper, and there is not very often change of threads, you know. So the frame, which was ready, I think, the last time I showed you this design, I cut the inside. I cut it the inside because I was stitching the Santa, and it was uncomfortable to stitch on such a big piece of paper. Probably I told you that I had a big fear that I won't be able to cut it like the inside, and I had how it's called, the paper knife, I think it's called, the one you are using like for paper, for cutting different things. So I used that one, pretty sharp, and then still I used the scissors to cut the rest of the things, the imperfections. And this one is ready, pretty fragile, so I'm being careful with it. And I also stitched and finished everything which is concerning Santa. A very quick stitch, a very pleasant stitch, by the way. And if you want, we are showing you here that if you want, you can leave it like this, like a decoration. Yes, but now I'm going to make it like with everything. Pretty beautiful. I even made the beard as they were like advising there. Nice one. Not a lot of petite beads, because petite beads take time. At least in my case, they take time. So not a lot of petite beads. So very nice. And by the way, for this one also, I don't know where to show, probably one dark. Look, I don't know, it's, you see here, it has holes because also it had to be cut, the things. And I also did my best to cut. I could have left it like this, but it's more beautiful when he has like these things being cut. You see, it looks much nicer. So yeah, and on his satchel or whatever he has here, there are Smyrna crosses in 2 colors. Nice one, nice one. And I almost finished the background. You see the background, and I made how they say, you see that it's on this side. So I kind of calculated, because I started from the down part, the middle. I kind of calculated where the middle part comes, but calculated wrongly, and I like moved it to here. That's why I cut all these things, because I was planning to cut them in the end when finishing it. But when I saw that it's on this side, I kind of measured it. It should be like this, you see, to see if it's going to be enough paper here to finish the design. I am still waiting for the mill heel frame, because that one it like surrounds the world a few times and then it will come. You know, I just convinced myself that when you are waiting for something eager, so you are waiting for that thing to come, usually it takes more time for that thing to come. Because one position from the order I made, it wasn't in stock. So usually they send, I mean like 1, 2, 3 stitch, usually they send you everything which is in stock, and the position which is not, they're sending you later. Now they waited those 10 legal days, and they said, okay, maybe the politics changed, the dispatch politics. But now I received the message, the email that they dispatched it. I didn't even look. The next day I see another email that we dispatched your item. I said, what item? And when I looked at both emails, apparently after 10 days they dispatched everything except the one which was not in stock, and the next day they dispatched the one which was not in stock, which came probably afterwards. And now when I'm checking the tracking, that one is moving extra slowly. So I said, okay, when it's going to be, it's going to be. I looked here on the picture and I saw how many how much space is here, and I calculated it should be like 8 inch, and according to my measurements it should be enough space here to finish that one. That's why I risked and to finish the background. So what needs to be stitched in threads, it's being stitched, I mean like everything. And now I am attaching the beads here, the little beads, it's petite beads. These beads will come everywhere where the snow is, and on the Christmas trees or fir trees as well. And this blue sky, night sky, dark blue. Apparently you would say it was a very easy stitch because you stitch a lot with the same color. No, I made mistakes. I don't know why. Okay, it happens. It happens, but I am almost finishing. So I decided that I'm going to attach the beads here, and probably I'm going to put the project aside. I'm going to wait for the frame. When the frame comes, I'm going to calculate how much I need for the to cut from it so that it would fit in the frame. And after cutting this one, I'm going to attach the 2 parts. I'm going to attach this frame, and I'm going to attach Santa here, because you have to fix them. I don't know, according to what I have read here, because it's not very clear, apparently when I was stitching Santa, I should have taken the background, and I needed like to stitch the same stitches, or some of the stitches to stitch through both papers, so that I would like put them together. okay, but for me it would have been confusing and probably not pleasant. That's why from the very beginning I decided that no, I'm going to stitch everything like as a certain part, when it's going to be like when the moment to attach them, I'm going to take wire thread, and I'm just going to like come with wire thread here there, so that it would attach. I'm sure it's going to be okay. I don't like working with wire threads, but here it's going to be the best thing to do. So yes, and yes, the buttons, I need to attach 3 buttons. I mean like 2 yellow star buttons and the robin button. But yes, those ones are also going to be attached in the end when everything is going to be put together, stitched together. So I'm going to, as I said, I'm going to attach the beads to the background and then wait for the frame, and when it's going to be everything there, I'm going to assemble so that the project would be ready. But yes, I am very eager for a finish. I don't know why, but I want to see a finish. And I have a finished project. Yes, as I how do I say, terribly I wanted to have a finished project, and I remembered that out of the five new projects I started before Christmas, I have a small one. This is a shepherd's bush. It's a snow treat bag. Yeah, it's a snow treat bag. And when I showed you this one, I didn't have anything stitched here, and that's why I said that I have to do it. I looked at it and saw that I don't have a lot of stitch to do. So yeah, it was kind of a day, I think, and everything was stitched, finished, and I had a finished design, and I felt accomplished. An easy design to be stitched. I mean like quick and easy. The only, I would say, thing which took time, it was the back stitch, because all these snowflakes, each of them was different, and you had to pay attention how to do the ornament of the snowflake. The hearts, they come as a back stitch. Here is a lot of back stitch. The word snow is stitched in 3 colors, so that it would be the effect of like fading away. The snowman, it's the same color. What else? No beads in this design. Yes, strangely for me, but no beads. The only bugle, it was the nose of the snowman, and there was a charm here, the snowflake, and that's it. These ones are very easy to be finished. At least if you finished one already, it's easy. Oh, and when you like finish stitching, the next thing I'm doing is this hem stitch here, and then they're explaining how to place the stitching, so that when you are finishing it, like the connecting part, the sewing is here on the back, like this, and already you do the bottom, because first you have to do this one, then you do the bottom, then, because you know where you pulled out the threads on the small ribbon, you attach the charms, so the heart and the skating, where is it, this one, and already the wider one, you are making a wider ribbon, not ribbon, bow, yeah, something like this. And as I said, I want to stitch all of the bags I have from Shepherd's Bush. I had 5, and I have already stitched 3. I stitched the Easter one, the Christmas one, and this is the winter one. And I still have a heart one, which I am intending to stitch and finish in February. And there is a Halloween one, which probably is going to be stitched in autumn, in October. Yes, and in such a way, I made myself a finished project. As I said, made myself happy. And I framed one of my works, kind of Okay, I had this urge to finish, how do I say, finish some of my designs which were stitched previously, because I have, okay, I wouldn't say they are a lot, because last summer I framed a lot of designs, but still there are, which I said that I would frame myself, some of them, but some of them I will go to the framing studio and I will frame them professionally. Okay, and while looking through the designs, I saw Cynthia's sampler. Okay, this was an unexpected, how do I say, framing for me, because I was sure that I would go to a framing studio with this one and I would frame it there. But like looking at this design, I just remembered that a couple of months ago, maybe more, I purchased such a frame, this frame, and it was in my stash. Frame stash, because when I'm going to the shops and I see some frames which I like, and I like the price, especially if there is a discount, of course I'm buying it, knowing that sometimes, somehow, I'm going to frame something in them, kind of like this. This one was bought at a very good discount. It's a cheap frame, it's not plastic one. And I don't remember which design I wanted to finish in it, but when I looked at it, I said, okay, no, this is not appropriate, no. And it was, I have a kind of a box, a large box with frames, which I'm buying, and I'm not finishing yet anything in them. So they are waiting their star hour, something like that. And I remembered about this frame, and I said, why I remembered, because a lot of elements in this sampler, they are the same color as the frame, you see. And I remember that this one had white on the edge. This is kind of looking like two frames in one, and I said, okay, this one is stitched on white fabric. It has like white elements stitched in between. And then I remembered about this color, and I said, okay, let me see. I took the frame, put it like here. I saw how it looks like, and I saw the fact that here on the edges, what I say, on the, like, in the width, there is more space here than here, you see, because the sampler comes longer, not so wide. And then I remembered that previously, when I framed this sampler, I bought such wooden elements. They were like wooden, and I put them here, like painted them in white, put them here, like kind of imitating the how to say, the element which I have here. They say, why not doing the same thing, like adding some wooden elements? And because they are sold like the raw material, they are wooden, and you can color them whatever color you want. And I said, okay, I'm going to color them white, but this time I'm going to look for two elements which are going to be like on top and on the bottom. They're going to be like longer, so that they would cover more or less almost the whole thing, like on the both sides, and I will color them in the white, of course, in white. And this is what I have. And due to the fact that these ones come here, kind of visually, they are making it like longer, and it's not so evident that here the distance is larger than here and here. Okay, it's not an expensive frame, it's not an expensive framing, how do I say. But you know, for me this one is very dear, because I know that I did it with my hands. I had the idea, kind of, it was like my thing. So I'm very happy about the framing which happened here. I even kind of called the spring. I bought 3 of these ones. So it's this violet one, then I have a white one and a pink one. The interesting thing, so they were purchased like in, you know, Tesco, Sainsbury, don't remember which whole Sainsbury, I think. And they were like the onions in and a bit of greenness, and that's it. These ones went bloomed very quickly. The others are still like not bloomed. And I'm thinking that when they're going to be out of blooming and it's going to be warm outside, probably this is going to be already April, I think, I'm going to put them in a pot outside, and next spring they are going to be outside. They are going to like flower or bloom outside. And this was the first design. Let me show you a second one. And the second one, it's a Nora Corby design. It's the Scorpio Girl. Yes, it was stitched when it was released. This one was stitched when it was released, because I remember that Nora was releasing the Zodiac girls in like bunches, like they weren't like released one by one. It was a bunch of a few, then it came the second bunch, and when the first ones were released, Scorpio wasn't among them. And I remember that I thought that I liked the idea of these beautiful girls with the Zodiac girls, and I told myself that when the Scorpio girl is going to be released, and if I'm going to like her, because I do admit that there are some signs which I don't like how they look, and I said if I'm going to like it, I am going to buy for sure, and I'm going to stitch it. So this one was released. I was mega happy about how it looks like. I bought it, I stitched it, and it was in the pile of stitched designs. The frame, again, it was purchased for another design. It didn't fit that design, and this one wasn't like staying in the stash of frames. This one was quickly put into business, because I was like already was sure about the Cynthia sampler, how I'm going to frame it, and then I remembered about this frame, and I remembered about this design because it's stitched on gray fabric, and I said okay, I think that this one is going to be appropriate, just the size I wasn't sure. I tried it, I saw that it fits, and I said okay, this is going to be. Honestly, I was like kind of thinking all the time that I'm going to finish this one in an oval frame, but it's pretty difficult for me to find here an oval frame of this size so that she would fit. Honestly, I tried, but so far I couldn't find. It's a simple, cheap frame. I'm going to put her on the wall now. It has such a thing here, and I thought about buying some, hot fix Swarovski, or how you call them. Okay, any crystals which you are fixing in plum, so that they would be, but I thought it's going to be too kitsch, because she is very, very intense, because everywhere where there should be beads, like large beads, I don't remember, 8/5, I changed everything with Swarovski, like Bikonis is 3 mm. So in my case, she's extra, how they say, with extra treasures. She's and this teardrop here, also it shouldn't be according to the key. It was me who added it. So yeah, very, very beautiful one. And I said, okay, I'm going to frame it and like put it on the wall. In a moment, I'm going to decide to reframe it. I'm going just to take it out from this frame and buy, or how they say, order, if I'm going to go to a framing studio, order a larger frame, a more beautiful frame, and that's it. I'm not going to take it out of, because I am buying, for these designs I'm framing by myself, I'm buying cardboard. I'm not using cardboard from some boxes, some delivery boxes. I'm buying cardboard, good quality cardboard, and I am fixing them in the back with threads, kind of. So I'm not using staples, not using any glue. So it's, how they say, any moment you decide to change something, you cut just the threads and you are ironing it. You can like have a little wash if the threads allow you that, and you can reframe it as you want. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to take it out of this cardboard. It's just in time. I'm going to change the frame for I don't know, one which looks much richer, nicer, extravagant. I don't know how to call it, but so far I'm happy. I have framed 2 of my beautiful designs, so I think this is a good how they say, progress for me. And I wanted to show you also some presents which I got from a cross stitcher. Her name is Lola, and she has a YouTube channel, and she has Instagram, I mean like a cross stitch Instagram, but she's not publishing very often because she's a busy lady. I will leave the info in her contacts in the info box if you're curious to watch what she has. She's a great collector, and I met her the second time, by the way. It wasn't the first time, and we decided to meet and walk through the National Gallery here in London. And then we sat there in the cafe of the gallery and had a beautiful, beautiful chat. We are speaking a lot when we meet. We cannot like stop each other, and it's pretty nice. And I'm sure this is not our last meeting. We are still going to meet. So she gave me a few presents, and we went through the gallery. I didn't film a lot because honestly I wanted like just to walk and to enjoy the paintings which were there. I will leave you a few of the filming I have done, but I'm warning you that it's not a lot. Okay, and what did I get from her? So I got tulip tapestry needles, which are super great. I bought previously one, and I like it. They are a bit expensive, I would say, but they worth the money, and probably it has sense, or how they say. So in time I realized that they worth their money, and I think that in time it's okay to have them little by little, so that I would change all my needles with good quality needles. The thing is that I need quite a lot of needles, because when I'm stitching a design I am using one needle for one symbol in the design. And if, for example, I have, let's say, 3 designs parallelly and they need like 32 or 33 symbols, I would need like a kind of 100 needles, you see. So yes, in time I think I'm going to organize myself to buy good quality needles. Then such a card from Sajou with a lot of buttons, nice buttons, and such a kit from Sajou. I knew about the existence of these kits. I have never tried them, so that's why I'm curious. Honestly, I'm very curious to try and stitch it. So this is a box like this. You see, a tin. Okay, it's called a tin. Sorry, not a box, a tin. So in this tin you have to attach this one here. Yeah, this one is you take the part which is inside and you are putting like this, and then on top you have to stitch on this. Oh, how nice is the yellow color. You see it has even this side. You are stitching the cardboard, you are putting it, and you are making the top, and you have the threads. And what is stitched here actually is this how they say, these elements from here. So the pattern from here. So I'm very curious to start this on and stitch, because I think it's going to be a nice one. And such a kit from Mill Hill, one of their pin pillows. There are 6 in the this one is the tulip. There are 6 in this series, and I finally, why do I say finally? Because a lot of stitchers already stitched them. I started collecting this series, and I purchased from 1 to 3 stitch these 4. So these 3 were like together, and then this one wasn't in stock. Then they put in stock the Victorian Posy, so I purchased it. So I have Starlight Lily, Pansy Petals, Daisy Dreams, and Victorian Posy. I purchased from 1 to 3 stitch. Vintage Rose and Cameo Tulip, this one's apparently, I don't know, either they are taken out of print or they haven't restored them yet. I don't know, but they are not being sold there. And I was kind of looking for them, not desperately, I would admit. And she knew about that. She stitched them recently. And like she gave me this one as a gift, Cameo Tulip, and the one which I still have to look, this is Vintage Rose. I'm not planning to stitch them like immediately, like now. So such nice presents I have got. And I will leave you with the National Gallery. I hope you'll enjoy it, and see you in my next videos. Until then, bye bye.